we have among us a missionary. And we have a missionary like none other because she was grown in our church. So Jordyn Houston has went on 2 trips this summer, and I asked her if she'd be willing to come and share some of what she experienced on the mission field. So Jordyn, come on up.
All right, just a little recap of why I'm up here. For those of you who don't know, June 17th, me and my mom and dad, we loaded up with my best friend, and they drove us all the way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for a 1.5-week long mission trip. Now, it was with a brand new group who I really didn't know much about, but they were called Sportquest. If you had no idea what I was doing in there, you knew I was going, but really didn't know what I was doing, just by hearing the name, you might be able to kind of figure it out. It's kind of got it in it. Sport. We did sport camps. We used sports to share the gospel. So, just a little overview of what we did during the week. Week-long mission trip, Monday to Friday. From 5 to 7 in the evening, we would do sport camps. We did 6 different sports. I went for softball, baseball. We did soccer, football, cheerleading, volleyball, and football. Those were our other 5. And so we had a good range that kids could choose from. We were in a neighborhood called Gardier, and it was just kids would just show up to this park. Parents wouldn't come with them. It'd just be kids. And we were there to just offer them, learn how to play a sport that you might not know, one that you already play that you want to get better at. And we would just use that to just tell them the love that Christ offers, the love that Christ has for them, already has for them. They don't have to do anything to earn it. So that was what we did during the evening. The weather. The weather seemed like it wasn't on our side at all. This was their 4th year doing it in Louisiana. First time that they've ever had to cancel a whole night of camp because of rain. So it rained on us 3 of the 5 days that we did camp. It didn't look like the weather was on our side, but every time that we would think that something would go wrong, we were like, why is this happening? We're here to show the love of Christ to these kids, and yet it's raining and we can't do camp. Something else was planned. God had something else planned where we still got to show his love. So that's what we did at night. In the mornings, we did service projects. We had 3 different things that we were doing. We split up into 3 groups, the 22 of us that we had. We had one group that still went to another sports camp that was doing in the morning that had nothing to do with us, but we were helping them do it and helping them run it smoothly. And then the other 2 groups we split up in between. There was a Christian school that did like a summer school program. And so we split up and did the 2. One place had from 3-year-olds to 8-year-olds, and the other place had 1st grade and up. And I ended up getting put in the little kids. And so we split up into 4 groups and had 3 and 4-year-olds, and then 5 to 7, and then an 8-year-old group. And so I ended up getting put with the 5 to 7s, which I love that age, so it worked out great. But so that's what we did in the mornings. And we had stations that we would take those kids around to. We had crafts, they'd go play on the playground, that sort of stuff. But it was awesome getting to know kids that maybe didn't come to our camps, or that maybe weren't in my particular sport. And so it was just something that we were able to help people out, but at the same time get relationships with those kids that we might not have been able to otherwise. So that was like our daily routine. We did that. We did the service projects from 8 in the morning till noon, and then we would have a little time to we'd go do daily devotions and talk as a team, and then go out that evening and do sport camps. Our daily routine at my service project anyway, we would start off each morning by watching a short animated Bible video. As a whole, all the kids that were from 3-year-old to 8-year-olds. We would watch a video. And it was Thursday morning, and we were watching, it just happened to be Noah's Ark, which that really doesn't have anything to do with it. But Noah's Ark is a cool story. It amazes me. I don't understand how little kids can grasp it sometimes, because I know I can't. But I was sitting there, and all my kids were sitting in front of me, and they were watching the movie and stuff. And then there's this little 7-year-old kid named Robert. And he came back there and sat by me. And he was asking questions about the movie and stuff, so I was getting to explain it more. And we made these bracelets. They've got 5 different colored beads on them, and each bead tells a story. If you put them all together, it tells the gospel. And so we were all wearing our bracelets, and I always wear my bracelet now because of this, but I had it on that day, and he saw it. He said, "Hey, what is that?" And so to a little 7-year-old kid, I got to go through these beads. I got to tell him the gospel through a bracelet. And so that was something huge that really impacted me. So I was like, hey, these things work. But so I got to talk with him and stuff. I mean, I got to plant a seed. And I pray that somebody will continue to water it and that it will continue to grow. But seeds have been planted there. This is their 4th year doing it. We saw the harvest of those seeds. We had 3 kids accept Christ. But, I mean, all in all, it was a great trip. It really was. And I look back on it, it was a brand new experience. I'm thrilled that I had the opportunity to go. And I'm super excited to see, maybe that's where I'll end up next year again. But I'm super excited. So when I put together the slideshow here. that's really all I got. But I talked about the bracelets. I talked about how big of an impact they made on me. They've got a little card that goes with them that says exactly what each bead means. I know some of you have already seen them. There's a whole bunch sitting back there on that table. They give an opportunity. Just walking down for me, walking down the hallway at school, somebody might see it, say, hey, what is that? It brings up an opportunity that you might not have otherwise. I'm not asking anything for them. I'm just asking that you take one. Try it. You never know. And back there, there's plenty of them. Take as many as you want. That's all I got.